What's up? Professor Luigi here for the next of today. Alright, I'm back. Give me a second. I gotta share. Give me a second. I'm still sharing. You know, I hate the most is fall asleep on stream. I want to. Oh my god. I might walk to Dolores Park today. I feel like a real piece of garbage. It was Gary's birthday yesterday, and I didn't go. Because I just wanted to go to LA, and I couldn't even go. And I'm still waiting on funds. This is some bull. Don't even bother talking. Sorry. I just don't want to be a jerk to people. Hey, at least I know my mood. You know? I would rather pick a person in a bitter mood that'll leave people alone than someone in a bitter mood taking it out on other people. Facts. Facts! So, still not happy today. Still not happy. I'm allowed to be unhappy to be happy. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Happy Father's Day to you too, Mia Parker. That sounds familiar. Are you related to someone named Tumay Parker from Princeton, New Jersey? Please don't say what I was going to say. I don't even know. Yeah, there was this kid named Tumay Parker in my second grade class. So, my neck really kills me. I didn't do my video thing at the store. Got that name from your aunt. Okay. Is there going to be another protest next weekend? There is, isn't there? Take it. Is that? Is that? There. They're not giving it. Good morning. Happy New Year. Oh, this is the Imagine cover. Got it. Copyright. I hate copyright music. Hey, Tails. I still got you with me today. Thank you, Tails. I guess I'm just a man-child, guys. I'm a man-child. So I did some more charity today for homeless. You know, I can't give them much because I don't have much and I'm technically homeless, but if I can ever give a homeless person food, I will always give a homeless person food. Now, I can't guarantee, right, that I'll know their allergies or dietary information, but it's like, look, you're already on the streets, you're practically dead inside. At least eat something. Anyway, you're guaranteed death and taxes, screw it. So, that's just life. that's just life. You know, I worked in a hospital for 4 years. Let me tell you how much I put my heart and sleeve on my chest and my sleeve. My God, that's an adorable dog. Oh my God, I love the dog. Oh my God, I love your dog. Is that your dog? Can I pet it or no? Hee. Do you always stream? I try. Buddy. You sure? Okay. Hey. Hi, Mama. Hi. Hey. Aww. Is he gonna lick me? Is he gonna? Oh, he's just gonna go bite after Tails. Tails, this dog likes you. Look, Tails, he's biting on your tails. Okay. Okay. Yeah. See, you like that. See, you like Tails. See, we like dogs. Yes, I love the dog. Is it you that's the problem or the dog? Oh, the dog? Really?
Right eye.
Really? Oh my God. Can anyone help this man's dog? I know you want Tails. I should get him a chew toy or something. Okay, I know you like Tails. Okay, buddy, you gotta leave Tails alone. Come on. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye. That is a really awesome dog. I love dogs. Anyway, that dog likes you. Yeah, Tails, the dog does like you. I like you too, Tails. See, I protect you from the dog. So, hey, at least I can be happy when I'm depressed. I might be masking it, but at least I'm trying. Kinda. So technically, dogs are more like evolved from wolves and foxes, but wolves and foxes are kind of interrelated-ish. You know, they're in the lupus-ish category-ish. So don't quote me completely, but I know like a little bit of stuff. My God, can you not use that language?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck you got going on. Yeah, he did. That's when remember that video of that nigga on the porch laying there with his face all fucked up? Brother, the last person he had, that motherfucker got beat up. His belly, they got still on the city like that.
You know, hey Tails, I have to ask you. What does the fox say? Ding 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 ding. What does the fox say? You know that song? I actually liked it. You know, there was a comic strip where actually a video on YouTube, it was an animated one about you reacting to it. I laughed so hard. You're like, that's not what foxes say. Just like laughing. I was like, okay, Tails. What does a fox say? What does the fox say?
Where's Mario?
Mario. And Luigi. So let's see where we're at. 9 o'clock. I liked it until it was everywhere. I mean, that's the problem with songs. Like, you know, I still like. Okay, so I'll tell you this. I still like lose control. I love that song still. Even though it's still overplayed, I'm like, you know what? Let's just let the song have its run, and then it's gonna be off the charts anyway. Let's let it hit 104 weeks. So that's what I think. Okay, so people are asking me what are my thoughts on the protests. And I'm going to be very brutally honest. They're garbage. The protests are garbage. I'm not saying that doing a protest is worthless. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the impact is garbage, right? Why is the impact garbage? They're going to have to keep doing protests like they're a bleeding teenager on a tantrum. Well, I'm a little frustrated, but I'm frustrated but composed. Does that make sense, gents? I hope you're listening. I'm frustrated, but I'm composed, okay? Let me talk to you. Oh, I don't like the anxiety song. That I just block. I'm just like, honey, I know what you're going for. Now it's just like, I heard it the first few times. Wait, you wanna know something funny? I went on a date with a guy and I talked about the song. He blocked me after I played the song once. So yeah, you can imagine my reaction after that song after I got blocked by a guy on a date. I was like, well, now I have to stop listening to the song because it's a man-child killer. So don't play anxiety if you're on a date. Oh yeah, I remember that. You know, Jens, that was the first Just Dance video I did with Abdallah. Yes, I know I brought him up, okay? I get it, but just context. Context. Oh, I would do We Play if I had it. I should do Find Me. Who won? Of course I won! Who do you think won Just Dance? You think that piece of trash who was stiff when he dances was gonna win against me? Heck no! I did a year and a half of dance in high school, honey. And my teacher even said, it's like, Nick, you're just a natural born dancer. It's like, you may not be like the best dancer, but you have the most heart. And that's better than any dancer I know. So that's what Miss Wilkinson told me. Uh-huh. That's nice, Tails. Sorry, we talk about him like basically like trans fats, sparingly at best. It's basically what he is, he's trans fats. At best. All the indulgence without the flavor. It really is. The problem is that, like, the bro just doesn't like criticism. The bro does not like criticism. That's nice if you watch him or not, but it's like, you look at his channel, you see his timeline of growth, and it's like, you see Tomodachi Life, you see Yokai Watch, then you see the Mario Kart. Oh, he's extremely hypocritical. The dude tries to make a promise and then lie about it like a politician. And then you're just kind of sitting back, it's like, so basically you play boundaries game, and you win every time because you can just say, well, I can just take this away. Really? 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 So what were the extenuating circumstances? Is it called bull or is it called... Because I want to know. And it's funny because he tried, you know, I think I talked about this. Let me explain something. He forced on... Oh, I'm not even surprised. That's literally what he does. I'm going to tell you some fun jokes though, Jen. You're going to love this. You want to know what I did? He had a Twitter poll for games to play in 2020. I rigged that Twitter poll. I'm not ashamed of it. You know what I rigged it for? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. He sucks. So then, if he had to play the game, he would lose. So you know what he did? He canceled the tournament. The guy lied. So I proved him wrong. You want to know another thing I did? You're going to love this. You should play Peggle or Plants vs. Zombies. Well, think about that. What was another thing I did that I thought was hilarious? I remember, like, okay, so there was a Mario Maker Invitational. The guy teabagged Gerard, the completionist. The guy's a dick. And then he tried to hit me with a copyright. I was like, no, you can't hit me with copyright. That. You can't hit me with copyright. Oh, he is. Tails a very big scammer. The bro is a scammer. He doesn't care about you. He likes to play legalese game and switch the law to his benefit. And then lie through his... Because that's who he is. He doesn't care. He thinks because he has enough weight and power, he can crush you. He's everything the worst parts about the larger YouTubers. And some of these large content creators are crap. They're garbage. They need to be called out. They need the rug just, and they need to be like, oh God, I screwed up. I need to fix it. And not fix it like, how do I cover my mistakes? Like, okay, these are my mistakes. Let me fix them. This is what these people need to do. He did. Oh, that's even funnier. See, the only one that could strike him down was his first wife. And I have to say, she did a brilliant job. I loved it. You are, hey, are you listening, man? You are a liar. And I was like, and I just like, I saw that and I started bursting into laughter. Because I was like, I was like, nose goes told you so. Nose goes told you so. Nose goes told you so. And I was like, who called it? Who called it? And like, look, I do not like, let me make it clear. I do not like to toot my own horn when I'm right like this, but it was coming. It was coming. And when I saw it, I was just like, well, this is how you reacted. And then you acted like a narcissist, bro. So now you're just so now anyone could basically say, Peggle's delisted if you haven't downloaded it. Okay, that's nice. What did you say? Oh yeah, he'll do that. Well, here's the thing, Jens. Once you get to a certain level of popularity, people just ignore you. That's the truth. I'm gonna do everything in my power not to be that way, but it's like, look, if I got here's the thing, right? Let's understand the rules of donations so you can understand where I'm coming from, right? If I got a donation every 5 seconds, that's hard to pay attention to. But if I go a donation every 5 minutes, yeah, I pay attention to it. But a freaking, what's it called? A notification. Here's the thing when it comes to YouTube, right? Here's the takeaway. You have a formula, you take that formula, you expand it as much as you can, and you milk it till it's dry. That's all you do. That's how YouTube works. That's the same with TikTok, that's the same with Instagram. These are all the platforms. And no one's gonna challenge me on this because it's the facts. You take, okay, Sam, you're going a little crazy in the chat. I'm gonna have to take you out. Sorry, too much. Don't do that. Yeah, I took it out. I'm going to Dolores Park. Yeah, the protests are... I'm sorry, I just look at them like, did it really do anything? You need more dramatic weight. You need cataclysmic catalyst. Like, these people do not know what they're doing. I'm just standing back and I'm like, you guys are weak lame sauce. Try a little harder. At least the dance protest was hilarious. Like, and look, right, I'm not trying to be Nick the... I'm just being honest. It's like, if you want to make weight and impact, you have to have some kind of, like, force behind it to really lean into that, to make some kind of difference. So, we need someone with power. We need someone with, like, class and sass and just, like, blam, boldness. And then everyone pauses and moves back. It's like, damn, I'm not ignoring that. And even to the people that would hate that, they'd basically just fuel the strength anyway with their hate. So you basically take the hate and just recycle it into the movement. Yes, I know, Tessa, thank you for coming. Thank you, Tessa. We appreciate you coming today. How are you? You look beautiful as always, I mean that. Do you have anything to say to the class? We appreciate your presence as always. 7 likes, not bad. Can I get 10 likes today, please? Come on, let's get 10. So, do you like the glasses? I like the glasses. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, if you want to keep tagging me to Sully, I will. Well, I try to keep things fresh. That's my goal. I keep it fresh. So, I won't candy coat, but I won't be ABG. So, Sully Pones is another streamer. He used to be friends with Koban Armani. Koban Armani went on the deep end. There was a lot of drama behind the scenes. I'm not gonna bore you with the details. All you need to know is that they had a falling out and they went separate ways. The thing is, when that happens, that's really tough to discern so many tidbit facts, right? Because it's so like, right, relationships are very give and take. No matter what the friendship or relationship is, there's always like, I did this for you, you did this for me. I did this for you, you did this for me. You know, transaction action, the exchange. And I think what people forget is, yeah, look. When it comes to Cole Bonnermani, I would literally fly out to where he lives and contact him personally. I'm not even kidding. I'd be his apprentice or mentor or whatever he needs. But like, I can't do that because he probably wouldn't accept my help. It's like anybody else. It's like, I can't give help to those that can't accept it, right? If someone doesn't accept your help, did you do anything wrong? And don't even get me started on the Democrat it gets better bull crap. Because that's basically Republican thoughts and prayers. It basically is. So, yep. I'm sure he does. You know, that's tricky. Here's the thing. If Sully Pones really wanted to go out of his way, and I'm not saying this as a dig at Sully because I know he means well, and I know, look, this is my personal opinion. If he wanted to go track him down, he could. But I think even Sully knows. Well, he never cared. What do you think that guy cared about? He cared about his own bank account, is what he cared about. Meanwhile, I'm broke. Do you think he ever cared about me? No, he only cared about getting things from me. Nick, give me more Bravely Default posters. Nick, get me more cat ears for Super Mario 3D Land. Nick, you get all the contacts, so could you do all the work for me? No. No, no, no. I've done all this nice stuff for you, and what have you done for me? And then he tries to gaslight it back, and I'm just like, bro, no. It's like there's a point where it's like, oh, I can't, when someone gaslights you with, oh, I can't guarantee your success, yet you can take others' success. That's fair. Oh, he did. Oh, he did. That was the worst. Lied so horribly. Like, just awful, awful lie. You know what he said, gents? You know what he said, right? Oh, I did the panel by myself. No, you didn't, bro. Give credit, you... I'm sorry, like, I'm not... You just went on the ground? I'm not taking care of your... Take yours to the toilet or your own... No! You know, I'll never forget. Let me tell you something, gents. After the second panel, he contacted me, and you know what he said? Please don't put me on panels anymore. And you know what I just looked at him and said? You know what I said to his face? Oh, don't worry, I don't plan on it. And by the way, that was kind of rude. And he said, what do you mean? Why do you think I was going to put you on another panel? Maybe I'd take that idea and shove it up your own... I just got pissed. The guy was just nasty. You couldn't tell him anything. And then it's just like, so let me understand this. You want to help me by telling me to take videos down, but you don't want to help me when it comes to making videos. You see the problem there, gents? You see the problem there? The guy doesn't care about people. The guy just cares about himself. He always has. Tessa, I could make you not shy on panels. I know how to do that. And if you wanted, I would just give you a small portion. Looking good. Eric. I know what you meant, yes. Oh my god, Jen, tell me about it. If I have to hear one more thing about Red Bar, I'm literally be like, so, did you get trolled or are you trolling me? So what is it? You wanna know a fun fact? You know Mr. Smash's 026's Tomodachi Life Halloween video? I gave him that Mario costume. I made him wear that. That's what I made him do. I made him do Tomodachi Life. I made him play Fantasy Life. So just remember, you know how much impact I made on his channel? More than you know. More than you know, guys. I'm not kidding. You wanna know how he got Mario Kart 8 early? You wanna know how he got it early? I tipped off his wife. I said, hey, Jess, Sears is selling it early. Go check it out now. And she picked it up and he played it early. So he got early access to the algorithm because of me. I was the one responsible. So that's right. Hey, Nintendo, you want to strike down his videos? I just gave you the advice. They're not going to do it. See, nobody cares. Let's see. What else did I do for him? The 2 panels. I got him his first badge for E3, for PAX. You know, I was basically his mentor. He's older than me, and I was his mentor. Go figure that. You know my favorite thing he said? My favorite thing he said, it just made me laugh. He said, what did he say? Oh, right. He said something along the lines of like, hey, Nick, never take Spirit. I kind of laughed, and I was like, why? They gouged me. And then I just looked at him, and I was like, did you do your research, idiot? And it's like, it's funny because he'll criticize me, but then it's like, look, man, if you criticize me, I'm gonna criticize you. This is how it works. It's a two-way street, right? You can't expect to get feedback without feedback back. That's how that works. It's like if I'm in a class, right? And that class is taught horribly, right? So what do you think I'm gonna do to that teacher? I'm gonna give them a taste of their own medicine. Sorry, you're a teacher? Well, you know what? Let me teach you. Exactly. You were 1 letter off. Oh, because of the E at the end of douche? Yeah, no, I get it. You're not wrong, Jens. He fit that perfectly. Look, if the guy wanted to reinvent himself, he probably could. Look, I'll even say this for his benefit. I don't think he's untalented. I don't think he's untalented. I do think he is a user. I do think he's a horrible person. I have my reasons to back that up. That's not slander, that's not libel, that's fact. So, if he wanted to change, right? You're at Costco in San Francisco? Really? Okay, but let me explain something here so you guys get it, right? Okay, I hope you're listening. Right. Which guy? The A guy? The A smash guy? What's wrong with him? He's a narcissist. That's how he's always been. Oh, he was great. Oh, basically, he's chicken dog. Yeah, that's what he is. But here's the thing, right? If he wanted to fix it, he needed to be creative. He needed to, like, take the thing and kind of put it on its axis. He can't do that. He can't. Versus me, I'm just broke. You know, I'm running on cinders. It's like the difference between burnout and... It's like the difference between burnout and breakdown. It's like, what's the difference between burnout and breakdown? There's big differences. Similarities, but differences. So a burnout is someone who is just so mentally, like, not there. They're just basically existing. Versus breakdown, which is where I am, is like someone who is just barely getting by. They're just screaming at the top of their lungs, and everyone just calls them crazy. So you tell me which one is worse. Okay, how? You mean the Mr. Smash guy? You know, he'd be okay if he was a decent person. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely Chuck Conroy. Well, the thing about Chuck Conroy is Chuck Conroy relies on his fan base to be a cult. If they're not a cult, he won't make money. And if he doesn't make money, what happens? Broke. Right? He comes broke. And what happens if he becomes broke? He's screwed. So he needs that fan base to pump money. Just like Chuck Conroy, just like I'll say his name, Abdallah, just like anybody. Hell, you could technically apply that to even Sully or Kobana money. But at least Sully and Kobana money are Toronto. Well, actually Kobana money is, but Sully, I'll give him a point. I'll give the point to Sully. Anyway, Sully, you're winning the debate, barely. So, I guess it's my debate. I can choose the winner. You have to fit on my impossible gold standard. Good luck. You want to know something funny? And I'm gonna say something controversial. Something very controversial. Probably not get a lot of upvotes, but I'll say it anyway. I, Nick the Gaming Otter, do not think Gerard Khalil, the completionist, is a bad person. You heard me straight. And I'm gay. I don't think that Gerard Khalil is a bad person. I just think he made a bad mistake. Now, what's the difference between a bad person and a bad mistake? You want me to tell you the difference? There's a big one. A bad mistake is fixable. A bad person is not. See, there are bad people in life that never learn. And there are bad mistakes that can be fixed. So what does that mean? That means Gerard Khalil can fix this whole scenario. It's not hard. It's a path of redemption, but he can get there. I wish he would let me walk on that path with him, because I could heal him, but he just chooses not to. I need to get a hold of him somehow. There has to be some way I can get him. But I just want... Guys, it's not even about me anymore at this point. It's about helping the world. I know, I'll never forget when my friend Nick Fire says, I get it, Nick. Me, he's referring to me, Nick Gaming Otter, not Nick Fire. Nick Fire says to me, Nick Gaming Otter, he says, I get it. You have to be the avatar. You have to be the master of 4 elements. And I'm like, yeah, basically. That's how the world looks at you. You have to be like Mahatma Gandhi, MLK, and freaking Mother Teresa wrapped in one. How do you do it? I don't know. The thing about someone calling videos slop, right? Here's the thing. The algorithm begs for it. This is the problem. The algorithm begs for it. And then the people support it. So then the people that don't want the slop have to eat it anyway. So there's a problem there. So how do you change that? There's not much you can do. I apologize, but there's not much you can do. We have to accept there's always going to be things we don't like in life. That's just what it is. It doesn't mean we give up living. Do we give up living just because there's something we don't like? No. It's like if someone says, Nick, I wish I had your body. Which guy? Kobana, maybe who? What guy needs to change his content? Tell me and I can give you feedback. Let's see what I can do for you. I'm here. Let's make it clear. I am here for you. That's why I'm here.
That's gonna be. That's good.
That guy's cool. But he probably hates me. But that's not my point. I'm not going to walk this way. So, let me make things clear. I am streaming for you guys. That is why I'm here. I'm not streaming for myself. This isn't about me making money. I wish it was. I need to stop being broke. Oh, that guy? What does he need to change? He needs to dig deep into his soul and ask himself, why do I like gaming? See, he hasn't done that. There were things that were great during the Tomodachi Life era that I think he nailed on the head. And I stand by it. Well, gents, why don't we work on that Sully collab and see what happens? Look, I would rather take the shards of broken mirror of their past and tape it back together for their future than to be told to suck it up in a vacuum and throw it away like trash. You know why? Because that's redemption. Redemption isn't about... Right. Do you know what redemption is about? Redemption isn't about throwing out yourself. No. Redemption is about accepting the flaws of who you are and making the changes necessary to become a better person. I had to accept that about myself when I was a child. How do you think I grew into being an adult? That's why I hit 37. I mean, I don't like the world I'm living in, to be honest. It sucks. But at least I can live. I still hate it, but I live. I like the guy walking the dog. He's cool. I like it. Okay. Anyway. Here's the bottom line, though. We cannot act on soul absolutes. Why? Why? Because plans are never to the T or the dot of the I. We always have to be adaptable and fixable. And that doesn't mean you have to fix or adapt in a perfectionist way. It just means that you accept the mistake or failure and kind of turn that around. Let me tell you something about my cross-country days in high school, okay? I feel like Uncle Nick is coming into session and he's talking to the people of the world. Let me tell you something about my Uncle Nick's cross-country days, right? Uncle Nick loves running. Uncle Nick loves cardiovascular exercise. Why? Because it's one of the easiest highs of fulfillment without having to resort to certain substances or bad things. And it's really the most kosher way to go. That's the truth, right? I think we can agree here. It's kosher. Kosher meaning, I'd probably say his best era was the 2014 upwards to maybe 2019. And then he fell off in 2020. I mean, I didn't even like him at post 2016 because he basically was a jerk to me, but I'll give him points. He was in the algorithm. That's what I'll say. He was in the algorithm. So it benefited him. But the problem is, once his wife stepped in, his wife ended his career. Thank you. And if he wants his career back, he needs to take what he has, he needs to glue those pieces back together with Gorilla Glue, and then be smart how he places it and have a beautifully ugly masterpiece. And if he does that, then he'd be smart. The only way I would collab with that is if he ate his own. He's not going to do that. So that's the problem, right? And I'm not saying masochistically make fun of him, although that would be actually a lot of fun. I love that. But that's not the point, right? The point I'm making is he needs to be like, Nick, I need your help. Nick, my channel is failing. Nick, I'm sorry I treated like... If he said that, I'd be like, apology accepted, welcome on board. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. That guy is so capable, but he's so stupid. And it's like, I can't tell you how to explain things. It's like, I hate that I love him. And I'm not talking about a romantic, I mean platonic. I mean, like, I spent time with that dude. He complimented my DDR. He complimented my dancing. Maybe I wasn't always the nicest to him, but at least when I was not nice, I was critical in a helpful way. And he knew that. And it's like, his ability to get feedback is shit. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it has to be said. Oh, he had a lot of drama, honey. A lot of drama. Don't even get me started on people's drama. Oh my god. I just have to start steering clear. And then I feel like I'm the one blamed for it, because you know why? I'm the one that didn't fix it. I'm supposed to fix your drama? What happens when my drama happens? Are you gonna fix that too? See, this is like a reciprocal thing. Should I just expect a default to, I don't have to help you, Nick, because you helped me? Garbage? Yeah, that's bull. 2014 Spackies. You know, that was the first one I went with him. I didn't like it with him. To be honest, looking back, like, I'm glad he enjoyed it, right? At that moment in time, I liked it, but there was something, like, sneering at me. I did not like being with him. It was not fun. It felt like a business proposal. That's not the point of video games. Video games are not a business proposal, right? That's the problem. And the guy just was so stuffy and over-professional. It's like, look, be a little more loose. I'm not expecting you to, like, be in your underwear. Please don't do that. I saw your onesie picture. That was gross. But at least make it fun. You know, at least when I was shirtless, you're like, okay, at least Nick is having fun. It's kind of weird, but at least I'd give him the Yeah, I actually, fun fact, there was this one jerk that said I never met his wife. Do you realize I had breakfast with his wife? The first meal that I ever had with that A guy, with his wife, ex-wife, first wife. Let me make it clear. And I wished nothing but the best for that couple. I guess it was a cursed blessing, but that wasn't my fault, that was their own. And I'm not even talking about the A guy. Well, actually, I am, so. Yeah, you know, I'll never forget PAX South in 2015. I literally saw his marriage start to fall apart. That's the sad part. Mr. A. Jeezy comes up to me, he's like, Nick, there's a problem with that A guy and Jess. What's up? They're not going to be coming to breakfast with us. Why is that, Mr. A. Jeezy? Why is that, Adam? Because his marriage is on the rocks. I'm being honest. There you go, guys. His marriage is on the rocks since 2015. Congratulations. So, you know, I don't like personally airing out dirty laundry, but here's how you have to live your life, right? Sad but true. You always have to be prepared for people taking your dirty of clothes and putting it out on the street. Well, I had to do that 2 years ago with an abusive relationship. Yeah. I wish I could lie, but facts. Receipts. Boom. Adam might deny. Oh yeah, they've been divorced since 2020. Jess and, yeah. You know what's really funny? I laugh at this every time. There's a YouTuber that actually reminds them of their divorce. The A guy and Jess. It says, it's been 2 years since their divorce. I'm like, and I start laughing. Because it's just so like, it's so tone deaf, but it's so hilariously done, I just start laughing. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, is what it is. And while it is a bit sad, it's like, look, people are toxic. But look at Zelda Williams, right? Beautiful woman, gorgeous actress. And what do people do to Zelda Williams, right? They remind her of her father's passing. Did you make the breakup? Oh my God, I need to do that. No, I didn't. I can't make them break up. And the capture card, thank God I still have that from the stolen ones. Yeah, but let me tell you something, right? Never, ever do this. I don't care what you feel or think about that person, but have some moral quandary when it comes to the passing of someone's parent. I know Robin Williams was not a perfect person. He wasn't. There are things about him, but just because he wasn't a perfect person, don't take that and shove it in Zelda Williams' face. You better not talk ill about Zelda Williams, because if you do, I'm going to be right there and like, I see what you're saying. You might want to take that back. You know, I'll never forget my brother doing the most devious act ever. I got pissed. Let me tell you something that my brother did. Sorry, Robert, I'm exposing you. In 2011, there was a Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, this is horrible. This is how I chased dots for another incident he did in 2018, which I won't tell on stream because of how awful it is. Right? Tails? Are we talking about the A guy, or are we talking about people being nasty about Robin Williams to Zelda Williams? Let me talk about you something, right? Let me tell you something. So, what am I thinking of right now? Well, I'm losing my voice still. Oh, right. 2011, right, my brother. Okay. So my mother comes home one day, and she informs me, Nick, I've been banned from the Princeton, New Jersey Dunkin' Donuts. And I know why. And I hate saying this, I'm going to just take off my glasses and tell you. My twin brother did the most despicable thing. Robert, you know what you did. I couldn't believe you did it. You know, I know my screaming to the cops and the Jehovah's Witness looks bad. That's obnoxious, like, pitter-patter. What you did, Robert, was even more gross. You know what you did, Robert? You got our mother banned from the Princeton Dunkin' Donuts. Robert. Yeah, I'm saying it on stream. So let me tell you what happened. So I said that part. Now I'm putting glasses back on. Okay. Let me tell you what happened. There was a manager of a certain demographic. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to respect her. But I'm just going to leave that part in. My brother writes down language barrier. Isn't that right, Bobby? Isn't that right, Robert? You put down language barrier. Yeah. Language barrier, Robert. Language barrier. Language barrier. That's what you put down about our mother. That's how she got kicked out of the Dunkin' Donuts. That's how I traced your prank back from 2018 to 2011. When you did it to me again. And I just had to place my heart in my trust of my soul to figure that out. To kick you out of the apartment. When you were disrespectful to Stan. When you were disrespectful to me. That was the gross part, Robert. But the best part? I basically came in Taylor Swift. And I was like, and I got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name. I just had to go up to my brother, and you know what I said? 'Cause darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Is that blank space? Well, be glad, Tails. I wouldn't want that for you. See, the sad part is, so we have to talk about certain things about life. No matter what you do, you could be the straightest A student. You could be the smartest person in the world. Homelander? Okay. You could be the smartest person. No matter who you are, you will always have to live and die with the decisions and actions of your consequences and choices. No matter who you are. Alright? I'm making myself very clear. So if something bad happens, you have to accept it. That doesn't mean you have to not change it. You can definitely try. But there are things you will not be able to change, and there are things that you will be able to change. And focus on the things that you can change. Because if you can't focus on the things that you can change, and only that can't change, that's gonna hurt you. Alright. When is the LA vlog? Hopefully soon. I need to figure out how to get there. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. I'm still trying to figure out a way. I'm begging through nails. Guys, I'm basically having to play guilt trip games to get someone. It looks good. Keep it up, sir. Hey! Yeah! I censor set, huh? Can we get one more like for 10, guys? 10 more likes, please. I just need the 10 likes. Basan. We're at 14% on my phone. I got $100 last night, so that was helpful. We're still trying to make strides. This is gonna be tough. That's nice. Yeah, not bad. I have a confession. Try it. No, let's save that for real estate. Anyway, Luigi number 1. I want to see it. Luigi won gambling. Maybe for a future video idea. I could go to Las Vegas. I did see Sonic 3. Yes, I saw it. Say what on stream versus Discord? You know, the Jelly Roll song is not bad. You know, the chick from the Nintendo store likes the Jelly Roll song. And I was like, it's fine. I prefer Live and Learn, but I'll give you a point. It's not bad. I think Jelly Roll gets a lot of hate because of his religious aspect. And I think certain people don't understand how to use the constructs of religion because they abuse it. Any tool, whether good or bad, can be abused. That's the problem. A tool is never created for good or evil, only on the intent of its user. Remember that. That's a fact. So, if the intent is good or evil, you will see it in its action and the consequence. Remember that. Here we are at church. Are we at 10 likes yet? Guys, I'm at 9%. I'm gonna have to end stream soon. We're in Troubles Town. I need my phone. We're gonna be in trouble territory. Not yet. I gotta end stream, unfortunately. 9%, we're in trouble. So I'll see you on a new stream soon. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe.